What up, free bosses? Ian here, and in this video you're going to learn why mastering self-discipline will guarantee that you're successful as a remote worker. So let's jump into it. So what is self-discipline? Self-discipline is basically the ability to force yourself to do something that you really do not want to do. Now, if you can actually do this and get really good at this and master this, of being able to force yourself to do something that you really don't want to do over the long term and consistently, then you will, I guarantee you, you will be able to do anything you want, you will be able to accomplish anything, and you will be successful at whatever you set out to do. Now, this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and especially when you're your own boss and you're having to crack the whip on yourself. If you're not able to force yourself to wake up at a certain time, or force yourself to get certain tasks done, or force yourself to do certain things that you really don't want to do, then you're going to struggle really bad with being your own boss and holding yourself accountable. I would say that mastering self-discipline is the #1 deciding factor on if you succeed or if you do not succeed. So that's why I strongly recommend when you're going after trying to accomplish something new in your life, whether it's going to the gym or starting a new business or changing your career, I strongly recommend that you just focus on mastering your self-discipline. Don't worry so much about what the task is or what it is that you're actually doing. Just focus on mastering the art and the act of making yourself do something that you strongly do not want to do. And you gotta do this over the long term consistently, because that's where results actually start to take place. They don't happen within a week, they don't happen within even a month, they happen over the long term after years and years of doing the same exact thing over and over. So that's why you need to master this over the long term. Anybody can do something, they can force themselves to do something for a short period of time, right? Like you can easily wake up tomorrow super early in the morning, force yourself to go to the gym once, maybe twice, maybe 5 times. But doing that consistently over the long term of waking up early, going to the gym, that's where a lot of people start to really struggle. So that's where I'm saying just focus on mastering the self-discipline of forcing yourself to do something. Because whatever the task is, it doesn't matter what the task is. It just comes back to you forcing yourself to do something that you do not want to do. When you want to practice self-discipline, obviously you can practice it with that task that you don't want to do. Just force yourself to do it. No procrastinating, just do it right now. But what I would say to do, if you're trying to be a remote worker, be successful, and be self-disciplined, then here are a few things that you really want to do. You want to beat the sun up every day. Grant Cardone talks about this, and I love his saying of how he says, beat the sun up. You want to wake up before the sun wakes up. Right now, this is something that I actually really struggle with. I'm so lazy. I like to, well, I'm not too lazy. I don't want to say that, but it is hard for me to wake up before the sun wakes up. And I really try to get a good workout in early in the morning, and then after the workout, I come back home, I take my protein shake, I kind of get the sweat off and I kind of cool down, then I jump in the shower, eat the breakfast, you know, get started with the day and everything. So for me, this is something I've really struggled with, is waking up early before the sun wakes up, getting in my workout, and that's my next point, is workout every single day. I mean, okay, Monday through Friday, all right, not every single day. I mean, if you really want to push yourself and really practice self-discipline, Saturday through Saturday, right? Do it every single day, even the small little workout. Even if you're just forcing yourself to do a little 15-minute workout where you're just going for a walk around the block, right? Maybe that's what you push yourself to do. But working out is great for your, not only your physical appearance, but also your mental. That's mostly why I work out. I try to work out every single day, is because of my mind, is because when I'm not working out, I'm not as sharp and I'm not as alert and focused. When I am working out, I'm very on my game, I'm more optimistic, I'm more positive, and ultimately I can just get more momentum and get more productive, get more things done when I am working on a regular basis. So I highly recommend that if you are trying to make some shifts in your life, make working out one of those shifts. I also recommend educating yourself on a daily basis. So just like you're working out your body on a daily basis, educate your mind. That's your working out your mind. You're making your brain muscle work, and you're expanding it, because if you're not expanding your brain muscle and if you're not challenging your mind, slowly that brain muscle is turning into mush. And if it's not being challenged, if it's not being worked, then it's just kind of chilling there and it's just kind of turning into sludge. sitting inside your cranium. So I highly recommend that you work out your brain muscle every single day by educating yourself. So by watching YouTube videos, watching videos like this, watching or listening to audio books in general, reading books, seeking education in any way. There's so many different forms of education that you can take in, podcasts, for example, and you can do this while you're working out, while you're doing other things. So when I actually am working out, many times I'll be listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, listening to something that is making my brain work out at the same time. So another point that I want to talk about is pushing yourself. Always be pushing yourself. So many people just they get to a certain spot in their life and they're like, yeah, I'm cool here. I'll just kind of coast. And they stop pushing themselves. And if you're not pushing yourself, I mean, what are you doing with your life? That sounds like a really boring life to me if you're just coasting and you're not pushing yourself to get better at something. I mean, look at the shirt, SpaceX, right? You think that Elon Musk and the people that are starting SpaceX, they're highly pushing themselves on a daily basis. They're doing the impossible at SpaceX. So to run a company and start a company and grow a company like SpaceX, that takes a ton of self-discipline on all the top engineers, all the top people on the team. And it takes a lot of push, a lot of effort to get to the level that SpaceX is at right now. And that's why I have SpaceX, that's why I bought the shirt, that's why I have this map in the background, is to really put into perspective of the things that I need to remember in this world, which is, people are pushing themselves and really trying to get global and expand our humanity, SpaceX, and then the map is to help me realize how small and insignificant I am in this world and really remind me of how massive this world is and how much potential I have to cater to this worldwide audience that we have. So that's why I have these maps and I have these different things to remind me. Back to the self-discipline talk. Anyway, put in the hours every single day. You gotta be self-disciplined to put in those hours every single day, week after week, month after month, year after year, because that's where the results will start to actually take place. And again, self-discipline is doing the things that you do not want to do. So if you just practice the act of doing that, the act of doing what you do not want to do at that very moment, don't put it off, don't procrastinate anymore, just do it over and over, over and over, and over time, you will see those results that everybody wants to see, right? But it takes time and you gotta be patient. So that's the next point, is results happen, but they happen over time. They take a while. So first you just gotta create the routine, create those great habits. And in the beginning, when you're trying to create these amazing habits and create this routine, it's gonna take the most amount of self-discipline to do that kind of stuff because you're not programmed, you're not trained to do this kind of stuff. It's basically like trying to get this massive train or this massive boulder into motion. This thing that weighs tons and tons of pounds, you're now trying to get it to move and go in that direction over there, and that's when it takes the most effort, is just to get this massive object moving. So it takes the most self-discipline to get yourself into a new habit, a new routine, but once you start to get the wheels rolling, then you start to gather momentum, and it's a lot easier to keep that momentum going. And then ultimately it starts to take less and less self-discipline because you've created the routine, you've created the great habits, and it gets easier as time goes on. And then as you start to gain that momentum and time starts to keep going, then you start to see those results and you're motivated by the results that are coming in, and you're like, holy cow, everything's starting to actually work. I'm starting to actually go and make progress, and you're fueled by your progress that you're seeing. And it's just a great perpetuating cycle that starts to happen. But in the beginning, when you're trying to start this cycle, it takes a lot of self-discipline. You're not going to be seeing the results that you're looking for, and you got to be patient to let those results actually start to happen for you. Master self-discipline, work hard at it. Always remember that it is just another thing that you need to master. It's just forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do. And remember that it is 100% worth it. It's always worth it to do the thing that you do not want to do. I mean, ultimately, that's where we always grow, right? Is like doing the stuff that we don't like to do. Like that's where you've always seen growth. It's not always from doing the stuff that you love doing. How much are you really going to grow by doing the stuff that you love doing, right? So focus on this. I hope that you were able to bring value from this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.